Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and let's continue the Saturn series. And today it's one of my most favorite position of Saturn, what we're going to discuss. That is Saturn in the 10th house. Okay. So, and definitely at the end of the video, we're going to discuss about some unique remedies which we can follow and which can make the position or the dignity of the Saturn, the power of the Saturn in more, uh, positive way. So, first thing we need to understand what is all about 10th house. Now, the most important thing about 10th house is definitely is your career. Okay, it's all about your career. It's all about the achievements, the purpose of your life, the legacy, whether you will be able to create a legacy or not, that we can see from the 10th house. Hard work, skillful work, how much you are skilled, how much you know administrative capability you have, we can see from the 10th house. Your leadership capability, your leadership skills, and also your public image and reputation also we can see from the 10th house, like what kind of work you're gonna do, or what kind of you know things you're gonna do in life which is going to impact the society, and through that society how they're going to see you, that will create your reputation, or that kind of influence you can bring in front of the people. Okay, so that's why 10th house is so important. Now, being a natural ruler of 10th house, if Saturn is placed over there, guys, you have to be I should say you should focus in this video. Okay, so whenever Saturn, being a natural 10th house ruler, is posited in your 10th house, it could be any zodiac. One thing you have to remember, that it will make you work like anything. You have to work like day and night. There is no way that you can expect, or you can, I mean, first of all, you should not expect that a leisure time, simply wasting of time, you cannot expect, or you will not do that, I would say, because Saturn in the 10th, being a natural ruler of 10th house, it demands work, work, work. That's it. It's so I mean, these people, right? Saturn in the 10th people, I have seen them, so closely. They don't think about the results. They know that they have to do it. That's it. They're doing it with full dedication, taking full responsibility of that particular task or work, whatever has been assigned to them, and they're doing it from the bottom of their heart. The most dedicated employee, if you have seen someone, go, if you get a chance to check their chart, check, and you'll find out that either Saturn is in the 10th house, or somehow 10th house is connected with Saturn, either by aspect, or by Saturn is already in the 10th house, or by nakshatra connection, 10th lord conjunction. Somehow Saturn is connected with that 10th house. That the most dedicated employee, they work really hard, and the most important thing is they work, I mean, right, there are some employees, there are some workers who are very loyal to their organization, right? You might have seen that there are so many people who work like in a single organization for 10 years, 12 years, 16 years, 22 years, 25 years, and they have taken retirement from that organization itself whenever the time comes. Why? Because this particular combination, Saturn and 10th house, it always gives that urge to the people that I am gonna, this particular organization has given me work, it is feeding my family because it's giving me a salary, so I'm gonna give everything to that particular organization. So that kind of loyalty they have. So now you can connect. See, this is what I am talking about. It's like the private sectors, like MNCs. Now if you come to the government sector, right, most of the time the people are doing, if they're into clerical jobs or something, they're doing the same work for the rest of the year, or rest of the life, let's say, right? So that's what it is. Even if you're doing the same work but you're still enjoying it, or if you're not enjoying it also, you will not complain about it. That kind of characters, or characteristics, we can see when Saturn is in the 10th house. Now if Saturn is in the own house, if Saturn, let's say, the 10th house, it's his own house, that means either it is in Capricorn or Aquarius, or exaltation sign, that means Libra, or debilitation sign, that means Aries. This particular people in these four houses, four zodiac, if Saturn is there and it is placed in the 10th house in this zodiac, this is gonna create a long term career success. These people can, you know they can reach to the top. Every CEO, every founders, whether it's a startup founder right now, or board of directors, whatever, the supreme position of any organization, whether it is government or non-government, private sector, MNCs, whatever, they has to be, I mean, for those people, Saturn has to be good. Until unless you are loyal to your work, you cannot become a leader. And because you are loyal to your work, you are loyal to the company, or whatever, the organization, or whatever you are doing, to your qualifications, to your work ethics, to your responsibilities, whatever has been given to you, and then only you can reach that kind of top level in life. And that's why I have always seen that most of the time the CEOs, the world leaders, they have strong Saturn. You cannot ignore that. Forget about, I mean, I know a lot of people will tell, no, in this era Rahu is the mastermind and all. That's fine. That's fine. Rahu is needed, but Rahu is not unshakable success. Rahu is not like legacy. Rahu can give you overnight, name and fame. That is true. But whether that will sustain or not, that depends on your Saturn. Because Saturn decides whether you deserve it or not, or it's just a temporary limelight kind of thing. So now I believe you understand. Now coming to the main point, that Saturn being in 10th, it is giving you an opportunity to create a legacy in any forms. Let's say, whether you do job, you do some business, you do some entrepreneurship, do some startup, anything, you have the guts to see. Saturn in 10th means God has sent you in this life so that um, you can eliminate the generation curse. To come out of that generation curse, right? Generation curse is a very strong term, I would say. I'll talk about it in some other videos, but I hope you understand what is generation curse, right? A lot of people are suffering. Let's say your father, your forefathers, your ancestors. So like that, you might have seen that a lot of people are suffering. Okay, they have struggled in their life, and you are still struggling. And now you have Saturn in the 10th. That means right now, you have the capability to alter the entire destiny of your generation. And that's the reason Saturn being in 10th, and that too if it is in own sign or exaltation or debilitation, you can do wonder, because you are the person God has made, who can create legacy, who can think like a visionary people, like what can happen after 30 years, and start building the product or start providing the service or start, you know, doing all, keeping all those things in mind. So that's the major attribute or positive thing about Saturn in 10th. Also, irrespective of the house, whether it is own house, exaltation, enemy, whatever, Saturn being in 10th, at least in a life, you have to go through a bad patch in your career. At least one time. Now, what I'm trying to say, the bad patch means unemployment, loss of job, layoffs, whatever. Nowadays, it's a very common term, right? Layoff. You have to go through that because it's a karmic connection. Saturn being in 10th, it's a karmic connection. You have to cut that karmic. See, that's when it will happen. What we are telling is you have to, eliminate the generation curse, but for that you have to do something different, right? So unless you are coming into that zone, you are coming out of that comfort zone of doing the regular job, you cannot change your destiny, you cannot alter your, future, you cannot alter your situations. So for that you need that urge to do, you need that environment, situation. Okay, like there is no tomorrow, that's why you are doing, giving your best, you are choosing the hardest way to do, to achieve the things. And that's why I'm telling, being Saturn in the 10th, even it is exalted, own house, doesn't matter, one downfall is assured in your chart. You have to face that. Until unless you do, if you are not facing, that means you are not here to create a legacy. Okay, so I really don't want to discourage people or demoralize people in this video, but that's what I have seen. Okay, it's whatever I'm telling, I'm telling by seeing so many charts for so many years. So that's what I'm telling. Most of the time we have seen in the books that Saturn in the 10th or in own house, Shasha Yoga, right? Pancha Mahapurush Yoga, Shasha Yoga. Everything is fine. But that doesn't mean that you will not have a downfall. See, from the downfall only you can see the rise. You will start having that urge to grow more, much better way. You will be the much better version of yourself from the previous one. And that can happen only when Saturn is in your 10th house. They get the opportunity to bring the change in the society, to bring the change in the environment. Okay, so they can bring revolution. That's what I'm trying to tell. And that can happen only when you're out of your comfort zone. If you're going for a regular job, daily things you are doing, nothing will change. It doesn't need, I mean, it's not about doing remedy and have a great career jump. Same thing you'll do, right? Same thing you'll do. So think from that point of view. If you're having a downfall when you're Saturn in your 10th house, that means you're meant for something else. And this is the time when you can look for that. And then only you can create a legacy. Then only you will be the person who can change the society, who can become a very influential person in the society. Okay. Okay, now the most important thing, the aspect. Now being in 10th, Saturn will aspect your 12th house, so foreign connections will happen. You will get connected with foreign entities, foreign country people. You will be able to travel to foreign, countries, either for a long term travel or short term travel or business travel or job related travel, whatever, you will definitely travel. 12th house is also all about your spirituality. Saturn is watching there, aspecting there. That means you will become spiritual. You will be, much more inclined to spirituality. You will think, beyond of the normal rituals. Okay, you don't follow the normal religious belief. You'll have your own, thoughts about religion, own thoughts about spirituality, and you will try to impose it to the others. And that's okay, that's absolutely fine. You have your own thoughts and you would like to share it with others, and if they are getting impressed by it, that means the Saturn has started giving you the results, because you are creating that influence. Correct. Now Apart from that, Saturn is aspecting your fourth house. Yes, your mind will be like, always thinking what else I can do. Okay, this is not happening, that is not happening, blah blah blah. And it's like overthinking. Sometimes it gives anxiety. Okay, your brain doesn't stop working. That's bad. You should rest. Your brain also should rest. But this is one of the aspect where if Saturn is watching your fourth house, and if in your chart, if moon is good, in good dignity or in a good conjunction, then it's not an issue, will come out of it. Otherwise, these people, they think too much, like what will happen tomorrow if I do that in this way or that in that way. So we need to work on that level. Okay. Now it is also aspecting your seventh house, very good for married life. It will also delay your marriage. Okay, like let's say, uh, let's not consider the other planetary conditions here. So if Saturn is, let's say, it's a single planet in the 10th house and aspecting your seventh, we can expect a bit delayed marriage. Let's say delayed marriage in the sense, as per astrological concept, after 30 years of age you can get married. Okay, or near to 30, 31, 32. That's the ideal age to get married. But in the current era, it's not a delayed marriage, but astrologically it's a delayed marriage. Okay, so, but the good part is, if you are having a love affair, it's not a good part, it's the main actual critical part of the marriage things. So if you are in a relationship, and if it is a long term relationship, you are in a relationship with someone for 7 years, 8 years, 11 years, 12 years, and the moment you start thinking of getting married, things will go haywire. That's the problem of Saturn watching the seventh. Now, basically, it also depends on the other combinations, the position of your seventh lord and all. But most of the time, what I have observed so far, that Saturn being in 10th, aspecting your seventh, it's an ideal case of, at least in India, it's an ideal case of arranged marriage. Okay, it's an ideal case of arranged marriage, because in India we have two types of marriage, right? Love marriage, arranged marriage. It's a very common question what I get almost on a daily basis, whether I'll have arranged marriage or love marriage. Okay, so it depends on every country, in every culture. Okay, how they see the married life and marriage prospects and all. So the calculations, the interpretations will be different for each and every other regions. Now, at least if we talk about India, we get this type of questions, and this type of questions are always running in your mind. Being a teenager, being in a college students, or being started your career, you started liking someone, whether that is the right person, whether you should go for a live-in relationship, or you should go for a normal casual datings and all. Will it work or not? So everything we can see from the 7th and 10th aspect. So if Saturn is aspecting your 7th, there is a possibility that long-term relationship may not be successful. It may not go till the marriage things. It might end in the middle. But the good part is, let's not talk about the love affairs and all here. But if Saturn is aspecting your 7th from the 10th, and if it is in really good dignity, it is going to give you long lasting married life. That is, that's the statement what I'm trying to tell here. Saturn can give you long lasting married life when it is aspecting your 7th house. You will be the loyal partner. You will be the loyal partner. You will. Now, Saturn in 10th, it is also very interesting. It is like a father figure. It's like a father figure. You will protect your spouse like, like a, that's what, father figure. If you are a male having 10th Saturn aspecting to your 7th, your wife will be, it's like how you deal with your kid, right? Before they say something, you will understand their feeling, emotions, and you will try to console or try to help your kid, right? So same way you'll think about your spouse also when Saturn is aspecting in the 7th. The Saturn, when it is aspecting your 7th, it may not make you very romantic spouse, but it will make you very responsible and dutiful and loyal towards your partner, which is needed. At least in this era, That is the only thing which is needed. If you really want to get married, you need a loyal partner. You need a partner who is responsible towards you. Romance and everything's, all these, colorful things will fade away with time, or at least it will come to a stagnant position. But the loyalty, the responsibility, that is the ultimate thing which keeps the married life alive. So that's why Saturn aspecting 7th, it's a big blessing to safeguard your marriage. It will see a lot of storms, lot of hectic things, but still they will stay together. The pair itself is like a union, and it's like a powerhouse. Your spouse will be your powerhouse. If you have Saturn in the 10th house, your spouse will be a powerhouse. Okay, and you can see a lot of progress, success in your life after getting married. If you have a partner, then you can started seeing a lot of progress in your life. Okay, now let's talk about the remedy. So if Saturn is in your 10th house, irrespective of any zodiac, irrespective of debilitation or exaltation, start feeding street dogs. That is the first remedy. If you can, obviously. If you cannot, that's a different thing. Start feeding street dogs. Ultimate remedy. You don't need to even think about, from the previous videos I told that you take care of the animal shelter and all, but that's for those houses. If you can do, it's fine, irrespective of any Saturn's position. But specifically for 10th house, you start feeding the street dog. Dogs will be attracted towards you automatically. So show that love towards them. Respond to them. Okay. Then one more remedy is, if you have Saturn in the 10th house, try to donate, or I'll not say donate, but yeah, if possible, okay, try to donate blankets, or try to donate some warm clothes whenever it is possible during the winter season to the poor or needy people. Why specifically blanket and warm clothes? Because Saturn is a very cold planet. That's why it doesn't show romance, but it knows where to show the responsibility, where it knows where to take a stand for the people. So that's why these two are the unique. I think a lot of people are already doing it, but they might be doing it for the humanitarian ground. But this is actually a best remedy to make your Saturn more positive if you have a Saturn in the 10th house. So donate blanket or donate warm clothes during winter season to the needy people, or feed the street dog. Okay. So thanks everyone. Thanks for staying with me, and thank you.